he owns a home in Amsterdam, and he says, hey, if you'd like to tour Amsterdam tomorrow with a local, I'd love to show you around. So, hey, this old pig knows a free truffle. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, of course, mysterious billionaire. So I meet up with him, and he showed me all around the Jordan neighborhood of Amsterdam, and like everywhere we went, we met at this bar. Like they're opening, he's there. He already has a beer and a little shot in front of him. Little beers, very classy. But like he was the fucking mayor. Everywhere we went with this guy, you know, he's walking by the maitre d's in front of restaurants and like walking up, and they're flipping his nose, and he's like sack tapping them. You know,
a bunch of grab ass, huh?
Dude, we went to 10 bars, and he had 10 little beers in the course of 7 hours. And every place we went to knew who he was, and he never paid for a thing because he has a tab running throughout the entire city of Amsterdam that his friends can also use. So he's just set up this entire web of like generosity, and probably the most interesting guy I've hung out with in a while. I never met Kid Rock or anything, but this guy was nuts. And at one point I was like, so you're like supervillain rich, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, is it like billions or trillions? He's like, I don't even know, man. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then he told me some fun stories about he used to have to arrange these parties for like, you know, oil billionaires out there in the Middle East. And he said that one time he paid for 400 prostitutes with $1.2 million in gold. And that like it was like in his room, and he had to like weigh it out on like scales to pay in gold. I was like, hey man, you know, I've got some pretty good Bonvoy points accruing. We're both leading interesting lives. I was recently pranked by some birthday candles, if you'd like to hear more. I was recently infuriated by some prank illuminaries. But yes, so I hung out with him like for like 7 hours, and it was just I asked him a bunch of questions. He was very cool. He was very nice.
It was just the two of you and his security guy?
Mm-hmm. Following at a distance.
And like nobody like met up with y'all for a drink or anything? It was just that's pretty fun.
One-on-one. He showed me his home. I met his wife. She's a former ballerina. She was gorgeous and so sweet. Like, I'm trying not to divulge too much because it was just a nice afternoon between new friends.
You said if you know anything about crypto, you know who it is. So you're leaving some breadcrumbs.
Well, I don't think I'm like saying anything unsavory or untoward.
You hung out with Peter Thiel. Who cares?
Well, I was worried that he was going to be like a, you know, human slaver of some